Hey guys, welcome back to Dylan's Little Hobbies, and of course I am Dylan. And you know what? Ever since Rogue One came out, I had tons of ideas for movies, books, TV shows that they could do. Eventually, I decided to take my ideas and make a story of my own and write it down and type it up and stuff like that. And that is what this is. This is a fan-made story made by me. I will narrate it. However, I am not a very good speaker. I am not a very good narrator. I am not an official writer or anything like that. This is just fan made. Of course, feel free to mute my terrible voice and read it, watch it for yourselves. I did make it. I am proud of it. It's a fan made story made by me, and I hope you guys do enjoy that. With that said, I can't put music in these videos because it's copyrights. However, feel free to mute me and turn on some Star Wars music and enjoy my fan-made story. Star Wars The Rise, Chapter 8, The Seven Sith Lords. So this is Dathomir. Why did we come here again? Not a lot of people know of Dathomir. It is known by the Republic, but they choose to not go near it for fear of its queen. Oh, I heard of this place, Lit says. You're talking about the Witch Sisters. Gavin nods. Witches? They don't actually have powers, right? They do, Jarv. Let me tell you a little of Sith legend. Long ago, Sith ruled by one, the Sith Lord. The way they operate is simple. The strong rule the weak. The strongest rules all. All Siths are power hungry. Even me, to a point. Once there was quite a few under one rule, who ruled for much, much too long. It's not common, but 7 students of the Sith joined forces. They each were matched in each other's power, but stood no chance against the top Sith. Joining forces were their only way of salvation. They killed their master. With his dying breath, he made them all 7 Sith Lords. Now, all of them wasn't happy with this. They all fought for the top, but were too matched for one another. They went their separate ways and ruled in different sectors of the galaxy. The 7 Sith Lords. The one who kills the head becomes the head. That was 10 generations ago. 10 to my father, at least. I am the 11th. Of all original 7, there is one who still lives. They all gasp at this. How, Jarv says. 11 generations? He'd be ancient by now. She, Gavin begins again, long ago rejected the Sith title. She went back to her homeworld, and from the scraps of her people, she began anew, using Sith alchemy, which she learned from her master. That's why there are 7 Sith Lords. She rejected them, but she still considered to be one as well. So many Sith tried, including from other Sith clans. She still is loved as one of the strongest beings in all of the galaxy. Loved and despised. Sith alchemy. I never heard of that, Jarv says. If you think of the Force like a river, flowing constantly through life, creating and destroying it, nature at its finest, there is a way to tap into its unusual gift and bend them to your will. This is Sith alchemy, or to the witches, just their magic. They're not part of the Sith anymore, or they don't consider themselves, at least. I met the Queen only once when I was young. They just don't want to be bothered. So, why are we going there? Asked MD3. It's simple, really. They don't consider themselves a part of Sith. The enemy of my enemy is my ally. At least, the possibility. She might help me destroy the Sith. They land on the planet and immediately are surrounded by beings in red robes with bow and arrows. Let me do the talking, guys. Don't move, one says as the door opens. What is your business here? I am here to see Mother Dagger. Why? They all asked. Cavan shows the Sith blade and shows his eyes. You are not welcome here, Sith. I am Sith. The Sith. The creature bent on destroying Sith. I ask for your help. I ask for Mother Dagger's help. He stabs the ground and bows before them. The crew bows as well. They go into a cave far from the ship. Blindfolded, they then direct them to a few sitting stones and take off the blindfolds. They're greeted with an awful sight. In a large stone throne sits a tall, slender, ugly woman with black markings on her face and deep red and black robes. Most of the crew are stunned to see her. She stands and in deep, odd mixtures of voices says, Darth Slade, you've returned. I knew you would in time. Cavan rises to greet her. Mother Dagger, I go by... Yes, I know, Cavan. Hide yourself for a long time only to realize you will rise to end the Sith. I know why you're here, and the answer is a deal. If you do something for me, I'll do something for you. Cavan nods. What is the job? He asked. What can I do for the mother of witches? Bring me a root of a force tree. Then I shall help you along. Cavan looks puzzled at this. Only one more thing to ask then. Do you have any leads? Yes, you see, I have one here. I took it after I rid myself of the Sith. It, much like me, is an old tree and will soon be no more. Fact is, even with my power, death is a fate we all can't escape. This tree has a child, though. When it was light, young, and healthy, it had a root I gave to a friend of mine. He's grown it at his home world. As for this one, it gives no new leaves to grow from. I draw on its power to see many things, but it's still a tree. It still ages and soon will die. When it does, I will no longer have the power to help anyone except my own kind. On the planet Dawat, they have the young from this tree. Bring me one, so that when this tree and I go, we still can help others. Wait, how do these things grow? Jarv asked. If you just need a root to grow it. The mother laughed. Pardon my friend textbook over here. It's fine, Mother answered. Listen and learn, she says to Jarv. This tree grows from runoffs. It will grow a few from the base of its root. If you see a root with a leaf, it's a new force tree. This one used to have many when I was a young kid. We used to take some of its bark and wear around our necks to enhance our powers. But then the Sith came and, and destroyed most of our planets. I rebirthed our home once I had the power. This tree is even older than me, but I only had one leaf root. It was long ago. I thought this tree would have many more, but that was the last. I gave it to a friend I helped. He must have quite a few there, and I want one to replace this one before it, as well as I, die. I'm far too old to stay among this world for too much longer. I want to get it myself, but then I had a vision of you coming, and here you are. Planet de Watts is a planet with no star to call home. A floating rock made only life from the force tree. It's far out on our rim. In fact, it's the last planet before the unknown regions. Well, then again, the Republic doesn't know of it, so it is the unknown regions. Now go. Kevin bows respectfully. Yes, we'll go. Slade, Mother gestured him back over. Some words of wisdom, my boy. Keep an open mind and a straight head. An old face will haunt you, but a new face might help you as well as need you. Kevin stops and thinks for a moment. Any clues as to who? He asked. No, but in my old age, my vision is a little clouded. Kevin nods and heads back to his ship. Any clues as to what she was talking about, Jarvast? Kevin nods. An old face will be an enemy, but new one I will just have to wait and see.